My name is Benjamin Crosby, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Catechism Calisthenics series. We apologize for the long break we've taken from the series, but we've used that break to do something which our guest speaker, Tina Crosby, will be explaining to you today.
Thanks, Benjamin. Sorry your voice is not feeling so well, so maybe I can talk a little more than you have to. Our family has really worked hard on trying to memorize all the questions and answers, letter perfect if possible, from the New St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism. And we found that the first couple chapters, that worked quite easily for us. But then as we've gotten further along, we're at, I think, chapter 13 now, we're finding that some of the questions and answers are a little more difficult to memorize. And so we came up with two guides to help us, aids, I guess you could call them, to help our family in the memorization process, and that's what we're going to share with you today. The first one is that I spent some time recording all the questions and all the answers onto a CD. And we listen to that every day on the way to church. So if we're on chapter 3, we would listen to chapter 3's questions and answers maybe 3 or 4 times on the way to Mass. And we found that in the first few chapters, that alone was enough to help everybody in the family, even the youngest ones, memorize those questions and answers.
And if you would like the CD as part of the program that we use for our family, you can go to virtuousfamilydiscipleship.com and contact us about getting a CD just like this for your family, and it'll be only $5. So if you would like to do that, that's a possibility, or you can just simply record it yourself.
Sure. It took me the better part of a day to record it, and certainly you can do that all on your own, but sometimes it's just easier to spend $5 and get that over with. So this is one of the tools that we use, and that has worked great for the first several chapters in the Baltimore Catechism. But as we got into maybe chapter 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there, we found that it wasn't quite enough. People were listening to it, and they had a lot of the questions and answers, but they weren't quite getting them all, and they weren't getting them letter perfect. So we came up with a strategy of creating flashcards. And it's a very simple way to do this. Our family just took the Baltimore Catechism and 4x6 flashcards and scissors, glue stick, and a box to store them in. And what we do is we take the page in the Catechism that has the questions and the answers. So here's chapter 2, and this is lesson 2, and the questions are on 2 pages in this case. So we photocopied this page out of the Catechism, and then we simply cut up with our scissors the questions and the answers and glued them onto cards. Very simple.
If you do not have a photocopier or want something a bit more personalized, like you can use a pen or a pencil to just write it out. Obviously the photocopier is a bit simpler, but any way that works is fine. It doesn't matter how you do it, so you can use a pen or a photocopier.
And I just wanted a project actually on cutting and pasting for my 5-year-old, 6-year-old. So that worked out great for us. I chose not to put the questions on one side and the answers on another side, but you certainly could do that, especially if you were having one child read the question and then quiz themselves, and then they could turn it over for the answer. The way we chose to do it in our family, though, was to keep it all on one side. And the reason we did that is the oldest in our family, Katie, on the way to church when we have a new chapter, she will take that week's questions and she will lead that week. Maybe on Monday, on the way to Mass, she will read out the questions and the answers, and she will quiz everybody on it over and over and over again throughout that trip to Mass until everybody has each question down letter perfect. And so just by continually speaking through it several times, we found that everybody was able to get it sort of down on the first day. And then Tuesday through Friday on the way to Mass, we all listened to our CD. And the way we did that was we will listen to it 3 times, and then we will try to recite it with the CD 3 times, and then we'll try to recite it on our own without the CD 3 times. So repetition is seeming to work pretty well. We found that some chapters don't take a week and other chapters take more than that, but our family goal is to do 1 chapter per week, and then 1 day per week we have a quiz, and we'll show you in the next segment how our quiz works.
Thank you for joining us for Catechism Calisthenics, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks.